Peace and joy, guys. Welcome back to another video, Drumheller Farms. And today I've got a cattle move we're going to be working on here. I'm hoping to get a video of the pigs as well, show you what they're getting on here. But this is the forage that we're got our cattle on right now. Beautiful grass. We're talking, this is up, you know, waist high here. Just past my waist. I like to run a buggy when I'm setting up fence. What I'll do is I'll run a buggy to cut a trail through this tall grass. And it's noon. It's Monday. Got the day off of work today, and I got 3 breaks in here. So I'm gonna move them into here at 12. I'm gonna drop that fence. Probably about 5 o'clock. I'll give them the next break, and then the next morning at about 6:30 I'll drop that next fence, and they'll have the rest of this paddock. This paddock is about 45 paces wide and about 650 feet long, and they're ready to move. They're full. Nobody's got any dents in their rumen. They're in this weird little paddock that goes around this slope field. People have asked about this slope fence, and that's to keep predators out. The landowner was gonna run a produce inside there. And we did not hit this, we call it the racetrack, because it's this kind of skinny area that goes around here. We didn't hit it real hard, and it's kind of hard to hit it hard because it's just a small little area. But getting on the left side of them, you see that nobody's empty. Everybody's full. Everybody's looking good. And they're gonna be stacked right up in here. Well, figured this was gonna happen. Awesome. A lot of you guys have asked about water. All right, so I'm gonna explain to you how we run our water. We have frost freeze about every 300 to 400 foot over here on this farm. They run right down the center. There's basically 10 acres width wide of fields here. You know, 10 by 10 acre square, basically, scattered out, and 4 fields on this side and 3 fields on that side, or 4 fields on that side of the fence. And so we run a main line right down the center. And actually the water comes from across the road. This is my lease farm here, but it comes from across the road at that well house right there. That's actually on my property. And then what we do is we run about a 35 gallon tank here with a Job Megaflow valve in it. This little frame that I welded together with a handle on it makes it real easy to dump and move. And what I got here is I got a 330 foot hose. And so as I move these cattle, by the time I get to the end of that hose, I should be able to unhook it here and go to the next hydrant. And that's kind of the theory behind that. It works really, really well. I'm changing up the direction of how we're hitting these fields. Normally I run them this way, and I'm going to run these fields north and south when I normally run them east and west, and just to kind of change things up. So what I'll do is I'll run that hose right down this line here, which is about 650 foot long total to that next hedgerow. So I'll end up having to add another hose to it. That's why I normally run east to west, because it's a lot easier to do. A lot of you guys have asked about, you know, how we have our water set up and how often we move it. And what I do is I'm going to put a tank right on this fence line right here, okay? And what that's going to allow me to do is when I drop those lines, they'll always have access back here to this water, right? So if we've done it right, here comes all the calves. They're looking for their moms. There's a bunch of them over there. Let's see if I can get a shot of that bull I was telling you guys back in the last video. But what's happening here is as I drop this fence, they're going to eat this all down really, really well. And if you've done it right, they're not going to come back here and eat any more of this, because they've done trampled it and stampeded it and ate it all. And they'll have access to their water back here, all right? Now, if I put it right on that fence line, when I set up my next fence for the next day, the cool thing is I don't have to move the water. So I only have to move my water tank every other day. And essentially I can get, you know, well, today I'm going to get 3 moves. Tomorrow I'll get 2 moves. And so I can get 5 moves before I have to actually move their water. Let's see here what's going on. I got to get these guys taken care of here, figured out. And then I need them to take a walk around this racetrack, because it's such an awkward field here. You can see how wide this is. And it goes around the whole thing. And out of respect for my landowner, whose house is right on the edge of this racetrack, I just moved them early, because the calves get separated from their moms around the corner and they holler and hoot, and I could hear them from at my house, which is about 100 acres away, hooting and hollering. So I just wanted to get that taken care of for them. All right, so I've checked the racetrack all the way around there, and we got some good moms, because they didn't leave any of their calves behind. And I got the water set up. That's what I wanted to show you here. And you can see what I've done here is I put this water about 2/3 of the way on this side of the fence. That way only 1 or 2 cows can get in here at a time. I've seen 3 really squeeze in there and get it. But like I said, it's about a 35-gallon tank. It's got a Job Mega Flow. Easily can handle this 120 cattle or whatever's in here very, very easily. And tomorrow, this is what I'm saying about tomorrow, when I set up my next paddock over here, I don't have to move my water tub. All I got to do is pick this line up and go over just a little bit further. Now they have more access to this side than that side. So a lot of people have asked about water and what we do about our water setup, and you know, that's basically it. So you guys take a good look at this, because I'm gonna come back here later tonight. You know, it's noon right now. Perfect time to move your cattle if you can do it. I never really get the opportunity, and that's why I said in my last video, I'm hoping with this new farm manager, he's going to start being able to do noontime moves, because the bricks are the highest in the grass at this time. And I've had some guys really say it makes a huge difference in the performance of your cattle when you can get them to get that high sugar content, you know, at noon. Look at this cow. She's a beaut, man. Slicked right off. It's a Murray cattle. I love our Murrays, man. And that's kind of what now we have 1 full-bred Murray bull and 1 full-bred South Pole. We're getting to the point where our herd's about a 50-50 mix here. I really like that. And we've got some beautiful, absolutely beautiful heifers from last year. That's not one, but there's another one that has horns that Just don't know where all these horns came from. I know where they came from. They came from Greg Judy, and I don't know. They're not. I don't mind them for cattle that are only going to be here to go to processing, but I'm not trying to keep any of my cows with horns, and only because I've got one that's turned out to be a problem where she's pushing on the fences. An absolute beautiful, just a beaut for a cow. Produces a beautiful calf every year, and she likes to push these fences with her horns. She's figured it out, man. You guys can see the diversity that we have in this pasture. Tons of clover, platane, buckhorn, several different kinds of grasses. There's several different kinds of clover, red, white, reeds, Timothy, orchard. There's some annual rye or perennial rye. And yeah, man. I seen some hairy vetch over there when I was putting up that fence earlier. So they're gonna hammer this right down, guys. You're gonna see when I come back, they're gonna really put a pound town on this in 4-5 hours or whatever. Probably, if I can leave them here for 5 hours, they're gonna really hammer it. Man, I tell you, I could just sit out here all day and listen to them munch on grass. Got a lot of grass ahead of us, guys. But when you're grazing, you never plan for always having a lot of grass ahead of you. You got to keep good management. If you don't, the rains will shut off and you won't have any grass ahead of you. So look at that crystal clear water in there. You can see right to the bottom of that tank. And so you can see what I've done with the hose. The landowner has planted some trees in here, which I'm on board with 100%. But I've just pushed it up here to the fence line, went around the trees. Excuse me. Went around the trees, and they'll leave that thing right alone. Here's my favorite cow right here. Man, I wish they were all like this. I've raised her from a heifer. This is her second year. Second year having a calf. So, I mean, she would be a 4-year-old, I believe, this year. Or is it a 3-year-old? I don't know. I'd have to think about it harder. But man, is she a beaut. Nice little milk sack. Nice gut, short to the ground. She's slicking off real nice. Tame. I mean, I could go over there and touch her if I wanted to. She's just a beaut. I tell you, this one ain't too bad behind her, actually. All right, guys. I got some more chores to do today yet. Beautiful day, guys. Absolutely beautiful day. Look at these calves are found. They're just laying down in that grass and taking her easy. What a life. I'm interested to see what this is going to look like in about 5 hours. I'm going to go show you guys what's going on with the pigs. All right, guys, out here with the pigs. And you can see They have a ton of forage out here. Running pigs has really changed the landscape of this pasture, which, you know, it's nice shaded. You can see there's a lot of trees in here. There's also a lot of open area. So I told you we went through a new producer this year for pigs, and man, they just don't seem to be foraging. I mean, like the other ones. I mean, look, I put them over here. The first thing they do is they start rooting. And man, the last 2 years we've done pigs, they'd come over here and they would just start going crazy on all of this grass. And we didn't have this much grass before we started running pigs here. I gotta tell you guys, this is the paddock they're just getting out of, and they've rolled it over, man. You can see I'm not used to seeing all that forage, kind of just that sod and grass just kind of hanging out in there still. But you know, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens here. They just seem to be not as much foraging. I mean, I've seen them forage, but it's not as much as what it has been in the past, I feel like. You can see how much grass was in all these paddocks. It was just, it's like straight pasture, man. I mean, it's literally just like pasture. And you can see where we spread a cover crop. You can see there, that's cover crop coming in. So guys, what I do is I spread a cover crop their last day in a paddock. I go out there with a 5-gallon bucket full, normally about a half a 5-gallon bucket full, and just flick seed everywhere. And that's what you see is coming up so well. It's just everywhere out here. And when we come back to this should be a beautiful area of all kinds of different stuff. Now we're seeing a bunch of that crimson clover in there, and you can see what was in there before. Let me show you here. Up here, this is basically, these paddocks were just littered with this right here. Just a ton. Look at all that crimson clover in there. It's just full. It's so beautiful. It's just beautiful stuff, guys. Look at all of it. And this is where the fence was, so I can kind of give you an idea how much is in those paddocks. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little worried that they're not going to be as tasty of pigs as they have been in the last few years, because I don't know how much more they're foraging. But see this? This is what they've got. I mean, I'm giving them every opportunity to have absolutely beautiful forage, and just look at all that clover inside there. And there's just a ton of forage in here. I came in here 3 years ago, and what I did is I took out about 60 trees, and it's developed this pasture pretty quick. So, but yeah, the pigs, pretty easy operation, guys. If anybody's got small acreage, currently this is a 2.5. What I've done here is I've made a 2.5 acre perimeter fence, a woven wire, so that if somebody gets out of a fence, I don't have to worry about it. And each side, I've got a 10-foot center laneway, and each side I get somewhere between 12 and 14 paddocks. Last year I raised 22 pigs, and I went around one time and then back about halfway. So I never even hit the whole thing twice, if that kind of tells you how many pigs you can raise on this size of acreage. So this is definitely room for growth. But here's a prime example of what I'm talking about, guys. These guys are over here rooting around, and they got all this forage over here, and they're just not even paying a bit of attention to it. So I don't know. This just being a different breed, I mean, they look a lot like the ones we've had the last few years. A little more pink to them, I would say. But there's some color on them. You know, they're spotted black. That one's black. That one's got a lot of black on it. We got one that's got some brown up here. So, anyways, that's the pig operation, guys. Oh, you got the little cattle girl out here. All right, guys, 5.5 hours later, they did pretty darn good on this. Man, you can see nice even graze, really. A lot of grass left there, probably 5-6 inches. And I see there's a couple. They were all pretty much laying down when we got out here. But I forgot to tell you guys, we had twins this year. Very first cattle born were twins. And there they are. They're both on the teat. Here's that bull I was telling you guys about. Take a look at that guy. Look at the neck he's got on him already. Man, he's a good looking bull. So yeah, they did great on this. Really happy with it. They could have probably even went another half hour, something like that, but it's perfect. Everybody's full. See, they're just getting back up to start grazing again. So I am really happy with the way this turned out. This is super easy move, guys. We're in the middle of cooking dinner with the family. My son and grandbaby came over, as you can see, and daughter in love. And so this is a nice, easy, quick cattle move. This is that heifer I was telling you guys about. Man, I'd love to keep her. Look at the gut on her. She slicked right off. Beautiful heifer. Just looking like she's about to pop. Right low to the ground. Got them horns though. I don't think I want to deal with any more horns out of our cows. But man, is she built just the way we like them here. But we got some other good ones without horns. This one's here is a nice one. Another nice one there. They're all nice. 49 here. I think this one here is the only heifer we have left to calve this year. Her teats are just starting to swell up, and she's a little puffy in the rear end here. Everybody's pretty much laying down, just hanging out. They're not excited over anything. They've done a great job. Look at that beautiful grandbaby, guys. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of stuff going on this summer. And boy, look at that line. You can see that line's sitting at about 32 inches, so tells you how much grass we got out here. God bless you guys. See you later. Let me tell you something, Bob. You're not gonna tell me how to grill over here, Bob. We got some of the hot dogs. We got some lamb and some asparagus. And this is a special lamb recipe, Bub. Oh, they're like lamb kebabs, kind of like that. Real good, Bub. Got the grandbaby, Bub. Say hi, little girl. Say hi.